Wait, can you repeat that? So I'm sorry. So you
The
get
Stalkers have a
Stalkers
longer
have a
range,
range
than
than the
Marines.
Okay.
So until he gets Marauders out, you can actually micro against the Marines.
Okay.
And win with less Stalkers than Marines.
And so now I like the follow up here where, he's obviously gotten his tech labs back on.
Right.
He's been shit scared. You mental gamed him into, oh my god, so many Stalkers are coming, and so he's getting triple
Right.
tech lab. And now you're pulling a switch to Zealot.
So now that I've trimmed him down a little bit, my robotics is basically done, and I'm expanding after already getting 4 gateways. So it's already a 4 gate. It's already a very strong 1 base game, and then into an expansion and a tech lab. And I immediately get a what's that thing called that lets you get the Colossus?
The
robotic support
robo
bay.
thing.
Robo support bay. Because
Stupid place.
huh?
Stupid place.
Yeah. The thing with the thing. The
Yeah,
laser
the thing that makes everything worse.
the honky tonk.
Yeah.
But no, because now's a good time to get it. Because now it's not making you weaker to get it. Terran's already right now. I'm already in a stronger place than Terran.
Yeah. Right now you're extremely far ahead in this
So
game.
teching right now is gonna. The best thing that he can do is attack me right before my tech to Colossus finishes and before the first Colossus comes out.
Okay.
But our armies will still be even then.
Well, I mean, you're ahead on army still, but I guess even with that advantage that we saw last game,
Right,
with
but what I'm saying
Marauders
is
and Marines
what I'm
with
saying is
Stim.
that if he pumps all of his resources into army, and I'm putting my resources now into tech for Colossus and getting a Colossus out and getting their upgrade,
Yeah.
then when he attacks me, the best he can hope for is to be even with me because of how much damage I've done, which is still pretty good for me.
Yeah, and now you have your expansion up. He doesn't have anything.
Right.
And you've reversed. Now he needs the force field.
Yeah, exactly.
Ha! I like that.
Yeah, he needs.
Is that
the
what you're
force field.
saying? You're like, you need the force field now, motherfucker.
Yeah, basically
Donate to Starcraft Amateur Hour.
for a camera. And actually, you can see that he actually is taking that really defensive positioning on his ledge.
Yeah.
He's afraid of me attacking him again.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what you do. You make him afraid of you attacking you. It's a very important. The key with this is it's very important. Like I know that I was saying, like I was sacrificing Stalkers before. It's very important that you don't needlessly give up Stalkers though.
Yeah.
You don't want to like just go, here's some Stalkers. Like
Yeah,
you
here's
want
some Stalkers. Think I'm doing Stalkers now. Get afraid.
No. I'm saying you don't want to just give him Stalkers
Yeah.
like for free. Because then he'll just push you and you'll die. It's very important to fight his bio with Stalkers are very important even when he has that many Marauders.
Okay.
Because if he has just Marine Marauder, he can kill as many Zealots as you have just by microing.
Yeah.
By having Stalkers, you force him to lose eventually, basically. So it's very important. Basically, the idea here, to sum it up again in a different way, is that you do need Splash to fight against the Terran bio. And this is what I'm talking about, is I get my Colossus out just in time now that I think our supplies are, well, actually, I'm way ahead, but that's because I have so many probes, partly. But yeah, I mean, I think that if you attack me without that Colossus, you'd probably win that battle.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like this is almost GG right here because he lost his timing window.
Right. That's all that it's for.
It's the same timing window with any race, with any matchup. Like that's the moment where even as Zerg I get pushed of like, okay, I'm taking to Muse or taking to even like my Hydras, and that's when you push.
Yeah.
Right before that you get that power unit.
Mm-hmm. Totally, I totally agree with you.
And so now his timing's a little behind, but he does have some ghosts in there, which is pretty scary. But these, I think your Colossus is gonna.
Yeah, he even has the ghost, which is important. Because
dicks for breakfast.
Yeah, but he can't push in here because I extremely outnumber him.
Yeah.
Zealots are actually really good against Marine Marauder, and actually your priority that you're teching to as Protoss is you want to get after you get your 4 gate and you attack, you want to get then a robo as fast as you can because you do need an observer in case you decide to go for banshees. So after you get the observer, you get like 1 or 2 Colossus. That's it. I don't go heavy on the Colossus. How many do I have right now? I think 2, right?
You have 2 Colossus.
I don't get more than that usually. Early at all. As soon as I get those 2 Colossus, I switch tech over to Twilight Council tech because I want to get.
And that's where you start to go late game with Storm.
Because I want to get first leg speed
Yeah.
to fight him with Zealots, and then Storm to fight him with Storm. Because
Yeah.
the best thing that he can do then for me, the best thing he can do is to switch to Vikings because I'll already be countering him on the ground. I'll have a bigger ground army than him.
Yeah.
So I almost want him to switch to Vikings. And so if he does, then I'll be way ahead because of my leg speed will be finishing. It's too much to tech straight to leg speed. You leave yourself too open in too many
Yeah.
places right after the 4 gate.
Yeah.
You want an observer to check for banshees And from there, the quickest way to get splash is to get Colossus.
Yeah.
So you do that, but you don't overinvest in the Robotech. See, now, even without the leg speed done,
EMPs.
he's trying to get around to my Colossus. That's also important.
Yeah,
You gotta protect him. But, I mean, he can't really... There's nothing he can do here.
Yeah.
You also have to choose your place that you fight, which you can't because you're so far ahead that he has to attack you.
Yeah.
You're not, I'm
And
not
I
even
like that
trying
even,
to attack him.
even with the EMPs and, you still wrecked them with that superior army with that advantage from early on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like it's almost GG here. So you just want to recap all the thoughts real quick? Like, besides how hot I am?
Yeah, you're really, really cute. I almost can't think about StarCraft.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's why you're so distracted sometimes when
Yeah.
you're here.
So, but no, actually, I misremembered this game. I actually do get another Robo and get more Colossus because of how well that battle went. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm just
Wow, Colossus is so great!
yeah. I'm thinking to myself that I'm still way ahead. I know that he has no base. I get my third and get more Colossus.
Yeah.
And this is really the ideal position you want to be in. You're base ahead of Terran.
Yeah.
So it's very hard for him to come back. And obviously, I'm expanding away from him. He has to cross past my army to get to my base to attack it. Leg speed's almost done. And I feel like once I get leg speed and can make I don't even need the Templar. Once I get leg speed and I can get like just maybe a few Templar, I feel like in a great, amazing position.
Yeah.
And I guess to sum it up, also one other thing is I like to put this is one tactic a lot of players use, but if you ever see players put a Stalker at the Watchtower and you're like, why is he putting the Stalker at the Watchtower? It's because Stalker is the fastest unit that Protoss has on the ground. So if you put a Stalker at the Watchtower and you see him coming, you have plenty of time to run that Stalker back to your army.
Cool. Okay, well, what's your recap you were getting to then?
The recap was that instead of thinking about the game as rushing to get Colossus and then expanding, think of it more as getting the things that you need, which is Colossus, leg speed, and Templar against Terran Bio. Get those when you're completely safe.
Yeah. I feel like that's a lesson that can go for a lot of matchups too.
Right.
Of just it's easy to be like, okay, I have a slight advantage. Now let's get tech now, and and that's when they push and that's when they win. But I know there's a lot of Protoss players who like I was even talking to some in games yesterday, like after the games, who were talking about the same exact thing you're saying of like I can't deal with Terran. And one guy was even saying like, I hit the point where I was like, I don't care anymore. I don't know what to do. I'm just booting all zealots, like a whole ground army of zealots, and just win with zealots, and that works too. He said.
Zealots are really good. The problem with Zealots is that they're not that great. If the Terran's microing, they're not good until you get charged.
Yeah. Well, charge zealots, obviously, he was saying. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I misspoke.
But even once you get charged, the problem is that what the Terran has is very efficient against what you have. So even if the Terran gets plus, I mean, if the Terran gets like a siege tank, but also if the Terran just focuses on Marauders with slow, that completely negates the charge if the Marauders are microed well.
Okay.
Plus, the worst death to the charge lots is once he throws in Medivacs, because the Medivacs there almost completely negates what you're doing with the charge lots.
Yeah.
And he can micro however he wants, run away, shoot you.
Yeah. I feel like Medivacs with Terran with anything make almost every...
Really, in order to fight a Terran that has Medivacs in their army,
all Protoss need banelings.
Yeah, you need to have splash damage. You need to have Colossus or High Templar, and it gets to the point where you really have to get. I feel like you should definitely tech to both, which is why normally I'll get 2 Colossus, then start teching to Templar. Do I even have Templar now? No, not yet. But anyway, that's what you should do, because that way you're protected from both forms of you have a wider range of tech, and the Terran, if he builds Vikings to try to counter your Colossus, you still have the High Templar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if he builds Ghosts like this Terran has, you can just focus on Colossus like I'm doing, and you're already countering the Ghosts.
This is why I hate Terran. I know he's losing, he doesn't have much choice, but I feel like this is what Terran does.
Yeah.
Yay! I have army. You can't get here.
Yeah, well, I think...
But, and I like...
with
no! Me!
With his opening...
Me! That's why I like how your point is to make that work against them.
Oh, you're so nice. No, I mean, I think he definitely wanted to do a timing attack. He wanted to do a timing attack with a Ghost for EMP.
Yeah.
And and because of the early pressure from the double stalkers, that forced him not to. But it's good against stuff that's not just a ghost push too. It's good against the stalker harass I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's good against if he's going like 3 barracks plus a factory for siege tanks. It's really good. It's really good if he goes for even a 4 barracks, because you're attacking so early that his tech doesn't come yet. And really, there is a cost. I mean, you have to realize there is actually a cost that early to putting down 4 barracks.
Yeah.
Which is that those extra, usually you'll put down 2 barracks. Those extra 4 is actually an extra 300 minerals.
Okay.
So he'll have 300 minerals less units than he would have if he had put down only 2 barracks.
Yeah.
At the time that you're attacking him with 4 or 5 stalkers.
Yeah.
So you really do have, it's really possible to get to attack with an advantage, even if he's even with you when you attack him. You're still keeping him in his base, containing him, being aggressive towards him.
Would you find that most Terran in ladder, when you go against them as Protoss, are going 3 to 4 racks early like that, or so pretty much what I'm saying is what is everything you just said valid in the general mind state of a lot of what you see on ladder from your experience?
Yeah, totally. But also, I mean, Terrans seem to be split in what they're doing. Terrans either seem to be playing very defensively and wanting to expand, and then attack with a big army, or they seem to be doing a very strong, aggressive Marine Marauder push. The Marine Marauder push is much scarier than the guy who's expanding and getting a big army.
Yeah.
And I think that this is definitely applicable to those kind of players with the Marine Marauder push. I think that being aggressive to them early is really strong, but also barring that, I think that just being safe with the way that you upgrade is really strong. Like getting a strong full gate army against his 4 racks is really good for certain timing attacks that he's going to do. And usually you can hold on until you have a 4 racks army plus 1 Colossus or 2 Colossus. Really, you want 2 Colossus.
Okay.
So really, if this had gone differently and he had been able to completely push out my Stalkers and mass up his army anyway, I would have just started spamming Zealots, gotten maybe 1 or 2 sentries, and out of my 4 gates, and then added a Robo for 2 Colossus, and I would have tried to have a really strong gateway army, and like 1 or 2 Colossus when he pushes me.
Yeah. But again, I like to keep things simple because I'm stupid.
Yeah.
You went Stalkers early.
Yeah, it's really good against Terran.
You made it you yourself not have to force field your ramp.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
good.
That's a good point.
Cool.
Yeah. And right here, Terran's never. It's funny. I feel like Terran of all races, GG least.
Yeah, they do. They're surprised that
they're assholes. Yeah. Like I had Marines.
Yeah.
Tanks.
Yeah.
Or against Zerg, I had Thors and SCVs. What?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, because you're assholes.
I find a lot of Terrans,
anti-Terran.
a lot of Terrans that I see that are going to be rushing me, and for whatever reason it doesn't work out for them, they want GG. But I don't know if that's an actual correlation or something. I don't know.
So Protoss players, get better, beat Terran, get in the GSL, and let's have a Terran Holocaust.
Yeah, and just for the record, we're not saying that we know better than the players in the GSL.
Yeah.
This is at an amateur level, not a GSL.
Terran
level.
Holocaust coming up.
Yeah.
Yep.
For Thanksgiving.
Ray is negative is like the leader.
You know what
that
Protoss
wants the Terran Holocaust to come.
You know what Protoss have for Thanksgiving, right?
What?
They put Terrans in the oven
Yeah.
for Thanksgiving with
They
stuffing.
It's nice.
Yeah.
And they eat them with their psychic mind.
Yes.
They don't even eat them. They can't eat, so they just watch. They just like that.
Just
they
watch,
just serve it.
They just watch. They just put it on the table and then they all smile.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, I hope you learned something. I didn't because I don't play this shit. So hopefully you weren't as bored as me and pretending.
Yeah.
All right. GG.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
GG.